जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. Ramakrishna's visit to Vidyasagar. We saw Vidyasagar was about 62 years old, 16 to 17 years older than the master. He lived in a two-story house built in English fashion with lawns on all sides and surrounded by a high wall. The city life and village life. Now, where Sri Ramakrishna is staying, it is built at the will of divine by Rani Rasamani in an entirely different fashion. Temple around Nahabat and all, where music will go on morning and evening. The flower gardens around for the worship of Divine Mother. Fruit trees, various ways of natural decorations, and river by the side, ghats to get down, an entirely different atmosphere, a divine atmosphere with divine personalities. Those who come are devotees of God, seeking nothing but just to continue life and to reach some state of existence where there is safety, security, and prosperity. At the same time, many come for emancipation. Some want Abhyudaya, some want Nishreyasa, some want both. And the atmosphere there and atmosphere here in the Vidyasagars is entirely different. English fashion built, all people who come is with the dealings, either for help at the physical level, like some aids and all that which he used to give in charity, or some influences for a job or a earning or school admissions, something like that concerned with the worldly demands. But on the other side is Vidyasagar, who, though not a devotee of God, is filled with compassion and love for the mankind, suffering mankind, and also all the beings. So here the Sri Ramakrishna is coming in ecstatic mood. After climbing the stairs to the second floor, Sri Ramakrishna and his devotees entered a room at the far end of which Vidyasagar was seated, facing them with a table in front of him. There is a table, just like an office atmosphere. To the right of the table was a bench where people will sit in queues waiting for a talk with him or to deal with him. Some friends of their host occupied chairs and on the other two sides. Some friends of their host, that is Vidyasagar's friends, were there on the either side of the room. Vidyasagar rose to receive the master. Sri Ramakrishna stood in front of the bench with one hand resting on the table. He gazed at Vidyasagar as if they had known each other before and smiled in ecstatic mood. In that mood, he remained standing for few minutes, now and then, to bring his mind back to normal consciousness. He said, I shall have a drink of water. This Vidyasagar was seated, seeing the master entering. He stood up to receive him. As it is, he is a man of extreme humility, kindness, sympathy, and all that, a pious soul. And he had known about Sri Ramakrishna. Regarding him, many people had told many things to him as a person who doesn't possess anything, as a person who cannot touch money, as a person who is beyond all dualities, who worships his own wife as the Divine Mother. All these things he has heard, which a normal human cannot have these qualities. So he has already received, and from him also, he has got so much information we saw earlier. He is asking questions and is replying. And this with great reverence, as if some godly person has entered his house, he is eagerly rising from the seat to receive the master. This is pure Indian culture, where we see every elders of ours with a entirely different view, not as a relative, not as a friend, but something beyond. Many of us, we don't understand the word divine, but express through our actions and feelings that I am meeting divine. In wherever we go in north, here, there, we see people addressing each other, meeting each other with Ram Ram. And if you go to Brindavan, Radhe Radhe. If you go to Kashi and these places, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Greeting each other. That is, they are seeing the Lord as if in every being. So this is the Indian culture, where from Vedic times this has come down. You are divine, others are divine. You are the Supreme, one with the Supreme. So are other beings, one with the Supreme. Vidyasagar rose to receive the master. Sri Ramakrishna stood in front of him with one hand resting on the table. He is resting. He is totally in ecstatic mood as he entered. And in the same mood, now he wants to come to normal human consciousness of the external world, to behave like a normal person from the heights of spirituality, from heights of divinity. He has to come down. So he is uttering. He gazed at Vidyasagar as if they had known each other before. See, when we see Hanuman meeting Ram, Sri Ramachandra, we see the similar occasion where Rama and they have intimate feeling of having met each other. But both are strangers to each other. Both are questioning, but heart has accepted each other totally. This at a different level of existence. They find oneness. At physical level, they are for meeting first time. Yet, you see, when we see the birds of same feather, we say, They may be from different places. They come together. They recognize each other. Now, a cow is taken into the forest and left in the forest. It is not bothered about any other animal or insect, or it's one of the species. But when she sees any other cow or anything similar to it, immediately it finds great security and moves towards it. The heart calls, and something equal. Children, you can see small children. Look at strangely at elders, but when they see of the same age, small babies coming, they immediately feel the freedom to go approach and grab, and they cannot even talk, yet they exchange. Same thing happens because the divinity unmanifest in Vidyasagar and radiating love and compassion is on the threshold to express itself, and the pure, absolute divine, the Lord of the universe, has come. The heart at a level, different level, seeing each other as if they are, because inner stuff is one. Just like a remote control responds, some machinery or a TV, it responds to the remote, though it's far away, it responds. Like that, the soul is responding to the masters, and they feel that oneness. Vidyasagar, as if they had known each other before, and smiled in an ecstatic mood. This smile is a divine smile. Now, long before, when I newly came to the south, back from my tapasya and all that, in Karkal, I was taken to a house who was initiated by Prabhu Maharaj. And all the Swamis that would come, pass through the Karkal, would invariably visit that house and stay, including Prabhu Maharaj. He had gone and stayed there on the way somewhere. So we see here that when I went, a old lady in her 90s, she is not able to recognize anybody. A daughter is taking care of her, and she has all the bed sores on the back, stinking, and that old lady is made to sit in a chair, and she is sitting with a small book of, at that age, with a small book of Vishnu Sahasranama. And I went to see her. I was taken to that room where she cannot change her posture. Somebody must come and change her posture. Everything has become stiff. Body has become stiff. She is in her 90s. And the moment I went inside, she is not able to recognize anybody, including her own daughter and children. But she is in that state. The moment I went inside, she turned her head towards me and smiled. A divine smile. These women are accustomed, whoever comes to their door, they belong to an earlier generation. And whoever comes to the door, that welcoming, please come in. They feel so happy when somebody visits, not like the present days. You have to take appointment to visit somebody. Anybody can enter any door at any time. All are welcome. Doors are open. Hearts are open. So that habitual welcoming, She is not able to raise her hands. She is not able to move her body. But that smile in that whole body is paining perhaps. Bed sores are there, unable to move, spastic like she has become. But the way in which she smiled worried me. Means I was surprised. Silent. She is not able to talk also. Then for a moment she was just gazing at me and again turned her look towards the Vishnu Sahasranama book. She has been given a book with which she can lift the finger and turn the backward, like tickets in the bus. They can lift. Such a book they have made and given her. She sits, she cannot move, but one by one page she removes and she is able to see and she reads that. And in that state, whole body paining and suffering, she is in joy, as if the main switch has been put off, that she is not able to understand the pain. She is in a divine consciousness. The whole life, how they must have spent to remain in the divine consciousness, unaware of the physical body which is paining. And then one by she takes out and slowly reads that. Bhuta bhavya bhavat prabhu. Slowly she lifts head and look at the sky and utters Bhuta bhavya bhavat prabhu. She is visualizing the Lord pervading the past, present and the future. Each word she utters, she visualizes that aspect of God. I had nothing but to just bow down to her feet and look at the awareness. She saw me with a smile, she welcomed. She has already forgotten everything. World she has forgotten. And she is in the divine consciousness. What would be the future? Where she might be reaching in this universe? What heights of spirituality she might be reaching? The whole life doing number of children, 8 to 9 children, and bringing them up, attending to all the duties, and it's a joint family, 30, 40 people living together, doing all the duties. Firewood, cleaning the vessels is so tough. And with all that, her mind was at the feet of God. She was there, physically working. Heart was given to God. Mind was thinking of God. And body alone was working for the welfare of others. The end, you see, what a beautiful end. And this is over. For a few months I could not think of her or go to her or know anything about her. A day I got a news that she is on the deathbed. She has stopped taking food and all that. I went to see. And she is lying down. From 8 days she has not taken food or a drop of water. Doctors came and saw, we can put a pipe inside. Extend her suffering, that's all. Leave her to nature. So she was not able to swallow or take water. She has entered into coma state like. But inside she is fully awake to the divine. And when I went, she has opened her mouth and breathing heavily. But everything is in normal condition after 8 days without a drop of water inside. Or lips are dried up, ears are dried up like hard wooden pieces. The palate has dried up, opened. From mouth we can see inside the nose. Imagine the state of that body. and she's lying down. I did not know what to say. Below her cot, 1 crore Ram Nam which she had written during her young days was kept as it is. Every day she used to do Durga Saptashati, Patha, Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, all this from early days to the last as much, and now also with the Vishnu Sahasranama she is, and that book is by her side and she is lying down. I sat for some time on her bed, praying and meditating on the Lord, and then made all others to go out and 1 or 2 her relatives alone to be there, and then tried to bring her to consciousness to see what is inside. Took little water, wetted her lips, and then put a drop or 2 in the mouth. It is not going inside. Then I called her, I pinched her. No response. She is in coma state. Then I bet her on her face, on cheeks, nicely. And she slowly opened her eyes. When she opened her eyes, I asked her, "Any pain, mother?" She just said, "No." And again closed her eyes, went to coma state. See, the palate is torn and I can see inside the nose. If I ask, "Is there pain?" she says, "No." Means inside the body has totally been disconnected, and inner awareness of divine, she may be playing like gopis with the Krishna or some state where she is intimately playing with the divine, and body is drying up slowly. 13th day I got the news she has left the body. So look at the awareness, how that smile, I remember that smile. She is not able to recognize anybody, anything. Somebody used to feed, something used to go, liquid inside the mouth and swallow, and life is there still. And at that state, whole body is, what a kind of torture might be there. She is indifferent. God has removed it from the awareness. Body awareness God has erased because of the tapas she has done during the lifetime, sacrificing every moment at the feet of God. All activities at the feet of God. How she must have lived. And that divine smile just before she leaves the body. And we see Sri Ramakrishna in that ecstatic state, just smiling at Vidyasagar. How Vidyasagar must have felt that divine smile, blessing, gracing. Had known each other before and smiled in an ecstatic mood. In that mood, he remained standing for few minutes. Now and then, to bring his mind back to normal consciousness, he said, "I shall have a drink of water." Something to link, to bring the mind to normal consciousness, even in Dakshineshwar with others, when he used to enter into ecstasy, to bring back to normal consciousness, he would ask for a glass of water. And it doesn't mean he needs water or he has to drink. It is just to bring back with the some awareness, they enter into the superconscious state, and that brings them back. So, if I enter into the superconscious state, I won't be able to come back. Just like I enter into sleep, nature has to bring me back to waking state. I cannot come. I don't even know waking state is there, body is there. Similarly, when I enter into superconscious state, I don't have any need or desire to, but to, while going, suppose I think I have to meet so and so. That one thought, I will take drink, I will drink water. While going, if a small, somewhere some awareness linking to the world brings it back, and the same thing is continuing. I will drink, I want to drink water. So immediately I shall have a drink of water. Amijol khabo. In the meantime, the young members of the household and a few friends and relatives of Vidyasagar had gathered around. By this time, they came to know Master has come, Sri Ramakrishna has come, and they have gathered. Sri Ramakrishna, still in ecstatic mood, sat on the bench. A young man, 17 or 18 years old, who had come to Vidyasagar to seek financial help for his education, was seated there. The master sat at a little distance from the boy, saying in an abstract mood, "Mother, this boy is very much attached to the world. He belongs to thy realm of ignorance." See, we usually say, "Jahan kam, wahan nahi ram." Where there is desires, where there is attachments, the divine awareness doesn't come. The world alone will be tempting and dragging, holding. It is grabbing. And divine awareness or divine, it is within, covered with this worldly. Ignorance is covering, and the rest of the whole being is rushing towards the world. Once this cover is removed by God's grace or some means, they again feel the direction is changed to the divine. I want eternal peace and joy, not the momentaries of life, momentary pleasures of life. So there is momentary pleasures of life associated with lot of suffering, bondage, and empty efforts, constant fighting with the world. Then there is eternal bliss, peace, love, absolute, eternal freedom. The two are different. One is spiritual awareness, one is worldly awareness. So ignorance is covered, and Sri Ramakrishna is sliding and sitting in a corner and still in ecstatic mood, just like vibrations. After some people used to come and go, Sri Ramakrishna would say he belongs to the avidya maya. Just sprinkle a little Ganges there. Ganges water is supposed to remove all the bad vibrations. So he used to sprinkle, get the Ganges water sprinkled. Similarly, when bhajans and used to go on dancing, singing in the name of God, and when all go away, he would take the dust of their feet and put on his head. So, how much of the, not that hatred is there, dislike is there, he is telling Mother, he belongs to you, he belongs to your realm of Maya, he belongs to you and your world. He is aware, and ignorance, the term he uses is ignorance. He belongs to the realm of ignorance. Means he is not yet ready to receive anything from me. He is not ready to accept anything divine. So I have no part to play. But Mother, if you remove the ignorance, I can help that boy. So there it ends. He just shows how to remain in this world with divine consciousness, protect yourself, shield yourself. He differentiates now how God is very close and favorable to sattvic and devotional type, and how far he is from thee. Further we see him explaining another person, exactly contrasting why he shrank and why he feels attracted. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.